What's up, YouTube? I don't usually come at you guys with rant videos anymore, but I just got to rant about this. For those of you who've been following Storm 3 news, the Storm 3 roster has just been revealed. People are still trying to speculate that it's fake, but I think that, honestly, I think it's a real roster, and I gotta say I'm very disappointed with it. My first gripe is, as you can see on the screen, let me pull it up on mine real quick, is, hold on. Let me get to this fucking website. Alright. There's they got these PTS characters at the bottom. The PTS characters. First of all, didn't CC2 say they're going to get rid of the PTS characters? It doesn't make sense to have PTS characters in this game. For Generations, that was the theme. That's why it was called Generations. It made perfect sense to have first generation and second generation and all those other people in there. It does not make sense in this game. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Rock Lee, Neji, Hinata, and Gaara do not need to be here. The only reason Kimimaro is acceptable is because he was resurrected in the first place. Same thing with Haku and Zabuza. It makes no sense. And secondly, judging by this roster, I don't see the 4 Edo Kages on here. Some people have been speculating that there could be a second page, and I doubt that because there's nowhere on here where you can pick a second page. And that option on the bottom right by Raikage and the first Hokage is a preset for your teams. So the other 4 Edo Kages couldn't possibly be that, and I was looking forward to using the Raikage specifically out of those 4. So, me missing out on characters and having to see that they have characters like 2 Chojis, or 2 Killer Bees, or 2 Itachis, which in my opinion is redundant because from what I've seen from Itachi in that trailer, he's going to play the same. And since it's just a different color variation, couldn't you have just picked Itachi and pressed the L1 button to get a different ultimate and a different costume? That makes more sense to me. Same thing with Choji. From the gameplay they gave us with War Choji from earlier when he was fighting Asuma, he looked the same, unless there's a difference, but he better be actually different or it'd be a waste of time. But then again, it's like, who really plays with Choji? I mean, if you're a Choji fan, no disrespect, but who uses Choji? If you go through and you look at like all the rosters of people using them, and if you go back and you've been playing Storm since Storm 2, Storm 1, Generations and 3, or not 3, so yet not 3 as of yet, who uses Choji? People only pick Choji when they're bored. He's not like a mainstay for many people. Maybe there's like a small majority, a minority of people who will use Choji. But for the most part, ain't nobody messing with Choji. And usually I wouldn't rant and rave, but I feel like CC2 is just releasing this garbage to us because they feel that if they put Madara in the game, people will overlook the fact that there's characters they didn't put in. But if you're like me, you don't care that much about Madara. I could give 2 craps if Madara's in the game. I don't like Madara. He's overhyped and over exaggerated. He's not even that good of a ninja. I mean, if you think about it, he's only known for being a loser. So, who cares about Madara? They missed out on good characters like the 7 Ninja Swordsmen, who they could have put in, but decided to put the Part 1 characters in. They could have put the 7 Ninja Swordsmen there. They could have put Kenkaku and Genkaku in there. They could have put all these other characters that are well more deserving than these Part 1 characters. And they feel that if they put Madara and Rinnegan Tobi in the game, that just excuses them from that, and that makes it okay. And it doesn't. And I know for those of you who feel like I do, you're going to be like, well, yeah, it doesn't excuse that. But for those of you who are looking forward to like just characters like that are overhyped, like Nagato and Madara and Rinnegan Tobi, for you, it's probably not that big of a deal. But for those of us who are looking forward to characters who didn't make the cut, but are cut out of the game for characters who don't need to be there, like the Part 1s, who CC2 came out and said in earlier interviews weren't going to be there, is redundant. There's no acceptable reason. There is no acceptable reason for there to be Part 1 characters in there. And as for the support only characters, there's no reason for that either. At this point in the game, you either can make up some movesets for them to have or take them off the roster because they're taking up space. There's 80 playable characters, but there's less slots than are available to be used because of those support characters. Those Part 1 characters are duplicates, so who cares about them? No one wants to play with those Part 1 characters. We played with them before. They're not anything special. There's plenty of other ninjas in the war who could have been put there. Like, I think there was one example I can use when, like, they were fighting the ninja swordsman and that Pakura girl, the person who uses explosion style. They could have introduced some new blood in here. The Part 1 Konoha 11, and then at that, it's not even the complete Konoha 11, it's just Team 7, Neji, Rock Lee, Hinata, and Gaara, as I've stated before. What a waste of time. I wouldn't be surprised if Dragon Sage Kabuto is not in the game either. This game, the roster itself is a big letdown. The story mode is probably still going to be good, but it's like the story mode is all they focused on, and outside of that, they didn't care. Yeah, the 7 Jinchuriki are going to be a nice addition, but outside of them, they didn't bring anything. It's just generations with the Jinchuriki and Madara from this screenshot. Now, it could be fake, but I highly doubt that this late in the game. Like, if it is fake, then thank God, maybe they could put some characters in I want to use. But if this is real, this is very disappointing. And although I'm still purchasing Storm 3 day one, if they do this again for the next Naruto game, whatever they're going to call it, because they've come out and stated it's not going to be called Storm anymore, they pull a stunt like this again, I won't be buying it. And honestly, I feel that the whole community as a whole, after this, should probably take a stand, because this is unacceptable. How are you going to say you're not going to put in characters, and then put those same characters you said you weren't going to put in the game to save space, when there's plenty of characters you could choose from at this point in the anime? There's so many more, and you put these Part 1 characters in here to waste space? I mean, just the spots they take up alone could have been the 7 swordsmen alone. And with the support onlys, I think that some of those support onlys could have been characters. I think Chojuro could have been a character. I believe I shouldn't even be in the game because he doesn't do anything. Then the Rock Ninja, I don't think they didn't really do anything either, except for like a jutsu here and there. Danzo's assistants, they could easily just make something up. They're from the Yamanaka and the Aburame clan. It's not hard to fabricate some bugs for the Aburame dude and some soul snatching from the Yamanaka guy. It's easy. And then, I think the only ones who I don't really have too many gripes about coming back are Kid Kakashi and Obito. And that's only because the Gaiden is part of Shippuden, technically. Outside of that, I'd rather them not be there as well, because we already have adult. This is kind of a spoiler, but if you get in the game, it doesn't matter. Obito is Toby, and there's already an adult version of Kakashi. So what's the point of having the younger two? There's no point. As for the 6 Hokages, the first and the second, I could see why they're there, but they're not relevant to what's happening right now. So, to give slots to other characters, I'd rather have them not been there. Third and fourth Hokage, that makes sense because they have that boss fight and everything. But as for the 4 Edo Kage not being there, if this is true, I'm very disappointed, and I feel it's a waste. If anyone else has any other gripes they want to share or come out and comment, or you want to have a deep discussion about this, we can, because, to charge $60 a pop each time, and the game barely changes. The last time I bought a Naruto game and I felt like my money was well spent was Storm 2. Storm Generations, I thought it was a good change, and then I bought it and I didn't really enjoy it that much because of all the broken elements and just the blatant disregard for character balance. Then there's this. What the hell? And story be damned. The story mode is only going to be, what? I think 50 or 60 hours or something like that. And that's a big story for an anime game, but once that's over, and I want to go play online, I can't use the characters I was looking forward to because CC2 thought it'd be a better idea to leave them out. So, I don't feel that my purchase is justified in this regard. Granted, I was looking forward to Nagato, so that's a saving grace that he's there. But, come on, who was not looking forward to Nagato? Like, seriously, who wasn't? But anyway, I don't like to come on and gripe anymore too much about these games because, every game has their problems. You just learn to deal with them. But there's one thing when it's a game issue and it's a developer issue, and this is truly just a developer being greedy and taking advantage of the anime and manga community who like to play their anime games, because this is a blatant disregard of everything, and to charge $60 each time, that's just not right. Well, this is QB getting off. Share your thoughts with me in the comments. All right, man. Peace out.